everyone. Welcome to Toad TV. I am Mary Beth.
I am Helen.
We are the creative hands and minds behind Toad Hollow, and welcome. Today is going to be about knitting. We're going to talk about knitting, going to talk a little bit about what we've been watching on TV, and also some books that we've been reading.
Right.
So it's a little chat time, but mostly knitting.
Yes.
All right.
Oh, and our newest acquisition.
Oh, yeah.
However, the cat's out of the bag because I am sure they were all over the intro.
So yes, we have two new additions to the family. Agatha and Arthur, they came a week and a half ago.
Right.
And honestly,
it seems like they've always been here.
They do.
They just the easiest transition possible.
They are such love bugs.
Oh my God.
Honestly, you pick them up and they just start purring. And they purr and purr and purr.
They want to be with us. Arthur adores Ivy.
And Ivy loves him.
I mean, he just walks up to her and he rubs his head against her. He walks underneath her.
He tries to make up to Hugo too.
Hugo is not accepting.
As accepting?
Well, he's kind of ignoring that this whole thing is happening. He's assuming it will all go away. Things will go back to normal.
My vote is that before long, we're going to come downstairs and Hugo will be laying down and there will be a cat curled up next to him.
Because that's just who he is.
Yeah.
But for right now, he needs extra loves.
Yeah.
He just needs to be reminded that he's my man.
He is. He definitely is. However,
I am rather enamored with cats.
Helen came in on the day that she went to pick them up. We put Agatha in my mom's lap and immediately curled up, started purring.
Yeah.
She had just spent an hour and a half in the car.
She just met us.
Come into a brand new place, been passed from one person to another. Then we put her in my mom's arms, curled up and started purring. Yeah. I mean, and Arthur is just a motor. He purrs all the time. So he'll be walking along and he'll just collapse in front of you and start purring.
Agatha's way of saying hello to you is just roll over on her back, rub my tum. I've never met a cat like that in my life. Honestly. I mean, not who allows you to actually do it. I've met cats that roll over, rub my tum. I'll slit your jugular.
Right. I need fresh blood for my rituals. So here, let me entice you by making you think that you can rub my stomach.
These are just two of the most affectionate cats I've ever come encountered with.
Yeah. They
yeah.
really are. They're a wonderful, wonderful addition. And everybody...
they want to know where we are at all times.
Yeah.
I mean, they've bonded to us.
And it's fantastic because they love it when we go up into the sewing studio and we're up there in the sewing room. So one of them is at my feet, one of them's at Helen's feet. There are little binder clips all over, quilt clips all over because they knocked over the container of quilt clips. So you hear them batting those all over the floor. It's
just perfect.
Right now there are thumps coming from upstairs because they're playing with each other, but it's really a very, very nice transition. We are waiting for them to get to the point where they want to come join us for TV because I really need a lab cat.
Agatha was just curling up in my arms today and I was telling her, I'm like, honey, you just got to come for TV time.
I know.
You are just going to love it.
Really, absolutely. We have, I'm sure Helen's put in pictures of them sitting in the windows watching the world go by outside because we have birds and all sorts of animals going through the yard. So it's live TV for them.
Right. It's
really very, very cool. All right. So that is that. The other big news is I finished my sweater. Look at that.
It is so pretty.
I know you have been sitting here this entire time thinking, I wish you'd stop talking about the cat and tell me what she's wearing. This is made from the squirrel. It's the Traveler's Hoodie by Andrea Mowry. And I used one of our denizens of the hollow yarns, the squirrel, to make it. And it is such a super comfortable sweater. I mean, it is so, so comfortable. I opted not to put on the hood. I was talking to our patrons a couple of months ago about whether I should do the hood or not because I wear hoodies all the time and a lot of the time I pull the hood up when I'm outside. But when I'm pulling the hood up, it's because it's raining and I don't want wet wool around my head.
Right.
So I opted to not do it. Also because Helen was starting a new sweater and I really wanted to do the sweater she was doing. So I decided to finish the sweater as quickly as possible. However, I had just a hair, like maybe 2 ounces left of yarn when I hit the collar. And I didn't think I was going to be able to make it with what I had left. I still had another skein, but I thought to cake up an entire skein just to do the collar. So what I did was I did the collar in the swallowtail, which was another of the denizens of the hollow from last year.
We had a mini.
We had a mini that was already caked up, so I took that and did that for the collar. So you can see that the collar is just a little bit different, but it blends really, really well with it. So it's like a little bit of contrast.
Yeah, honestly, on the screen, it looks like the collar is your t-shirt underneath.
Right. So this actually is the collar of the sweater. I would recommend this sweater to anyone who wants a really comfortable, like sweatshirt type sweater. It is not fitted. It's more boxy, but it's just really, really comfortable.
I saved yarn. I saved one of our Hugo's Choices for it. So I think when I'm done the one I'm doing, I may do this one.
Okay. It is...
I wasn't really into purling it when I started the other one, so...
It really didn't bother me terribly much. You are doing a couple of rounds of knit and then a couple of rounds of purl. And you just... I got into the groove of it and just did it. And it did not bother me as much as I thought it would. And it's just 2 rounds. Excuse me.
Plus, I'm trying to get myself into the mode of I don't need to finish things very, very quickly. If something takes me longer because I'm purling, then that's just the way it is. It's not so much that I hate purling. It's because I think, oh, well, that's just going to take longer.
Right. So, I definitely recommend it. I was a little worried because I measured it out and I measured me and I added extra to the bottom because I don't like cropped as much. When I tried it on, it still seemed kind of cropped. So I was a little bit worried about that, but then I did block it. I washed it and blocked it by hanging it over a bar. And now it's absolutely perfect.
And she says in the pattern, right, that to expect at least like 1.5 inches.
Yes, because with all the purl bumps, it's gonna stretch down. So, yes. This one, I measured all my different body parts, upper arm, bust, waist, hips, measured all of it to make sure, and I did jump from one size to another just because I wanted to make sure
body part you were doing.
I wanted it to be comfortable, and it is. It's perfect. So, here, the squirrel, Traveler's hoodie.
You're gonna live in that next winter.
I know, really, really warm, very comfortable. I keep using that word. We should be playing a drinking game. Go back, start over again, and drink every time I say comfortable.
If editing Helen has the energy, maybe she'll put a counter in. Probably she won't.
She won't. Just all right.
I've seen other people do that, and I'm like, no, I'm just not going to do that.
All right. You?
I'm wearing my Ola's cardigan that I finished a month or so ago, which we have already unveiled, but super, super comfortable cardigan. I love it. I wore it to, where did I go?
Pick up the cats?
Probably. And it was just, I wore it over a skirt and it was just the perfect thing.
Yep.
That's our washing machine. Yes, it was to pick up the cats because they have, that's why you can't have nice things.
Oh, what they've called the thread?
They've pulled a stitch or two, but it's fine.
Yeah.
I will take the trade off. I know how to knit. I'll make another one.
And you can fix it. Okay.
All right.
Let's talk about current knitting
projects.
Yes.
Oh, I will put a picture in. I did finish my March socks. They were the Incantation socks by Kay Jones. I was using leftovers. We have a little rolling cart full of half-used skeins, minis, a whole bunch of other things. So I just grabbed from there because I wanted to go with a green and yellowish color story for March. So those are here. I've already worn them. Super comfortable. Oh, speaking of wearing them, I did the fish lips kiss heel for the first time. And I really enjoyed knitting it, so I wanted to see how it would fit on my foot. It was perfect, so you will see that I've already used it for my April socks.
Okay, all right. I used the fish lips kiss heel for my socks. However, I'm not done them yet, so I haven't been able to wear them. My March socks are the puffle socks, and I am just doing it in green and yellow.
I love them.
It looks green and orange. It's like a
St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah, it's like an orangey. So that is the puffle socks. I have made it through the heel, 2 heels, and I'm now on the foot, and I just do straight stockinette down the foot. I don't do the pattern, but I am continuing to stripe. So I'm going to finish these up hopefully soon. And I have already started my April socks, but I need to finish these so I can then finish my April socks so I can stay on track. Otherwise, I'm just going to have a whole bunch of socks on the needles, which, again, not 100% against.
There will come a time, like, in a month or so, where it's just like, I want to knit, but I cannot have mohair or anything near me, and socks are going to be perfect.
Yes, they are. The other thing is, this is a great thing I have found in the past 3 years. If you have to go somewhere like a hospital, this is a great thing to take with you. So having a couple bags of socks lying around just in case is, you're ready. Yeah. Anyway, that is where I am with them. I love them. I love this pattern. I love the pair of puffle socks that I've made already that I wear all the time. So it's a wonderful sock pattern. Yeah. So that's where I am.
And the great thing about them is you carry the yarn. It's not like you're crafting yarn.
Right, and sewing all the ends. Right. Yeah, it's a 4-row repeat, so you just carry it up and it's a piece of cake. So, March socks.
My April socks, I'm going again with the Scrappy. I have wanted to knit these Scrappy quilt socks from Kay Jones for a while. So I went to our cart, made myself a bag of yarn, and started those.
They're so pretty.
So I went from the bag of yarn. I chose like springy colors because it's April. I'm using the same color that I did. It was the green for my March socks because I still had.
Is that a Lithuania?
It is. It's one of our very, very first.
It's the boho collection.
Collections that we ever dyed. But I had a ton of it left, and I'm like, you know what? I'll just use that for the cuff. And I was going to use it for heels, toes, and cuffs, but I decided that I wanted to do stockinette for the foot, but I decided for my foot where you get the most
stepping on
it and friction and everything. I didn't want to have all the breaks in the yarn for the foot. So I decided to just do the stripes for the leg, and then the foot I'm just doing up in a Lithuania fish lips kiss heel again. I have like an inch or two before I start my toe, and then I can move on to sock number 2.
Excellent.
I love them. I thought it was going to look really weird to have the stripes and then just the single color on the foot, but I think it kind of looks kind of
really
neat.
Cool.
Yeah.
I actually like it a lot. I'm thinking you've just created a whole new sock pattern.
So I just don't, I just didn't want, I didn't want to change colors. I mean, let's be real. But also I thought about it and I'm like, I've had my toes come loose every once in a while from where I joined the yarn and everything.
What is this last color?
Extravaganza.
Oh. So are you going to do the same colors on your second sock?
Yes.
I think that's a good idea.
Yeah, I had a whole bunch of colors because
that is so pretty.
I was thinking that I was going to go all the way, do color changes all the way through the foot. But then I just kept it. So this is cockle shells, hidden entrances, secret gardens. This is cockle shells. This is
clamshells.
This is clamshells, cockle shells. I don't know what the blue is. The blue may be Alice.
Yeah, that looks like Alice.
This is Alice from our Alice in Wonderland collection. And this is Extravaganza from our, I think it was 500th episode. That's when we did it.
Okay.
I think that's why we did Extravaganza. So.
They're beautiful.
Yeah.
I love those colors together.
And I love using up, because we have lots of little bits of yarn all over the place.
That's really cool. I am just going to show my April socks very quickly because I really haven't done very much on them. I am doing, again, the puffle socks, but this is the Cheshire colors.
I just finished winding off a pair for an order this morning, and I thought, I need to make myself a pair of Cheshire socks.
They're pink and purple, and there are stripes. I have done next to nothing on these so far this month, just because I got them started so that I could take them to the trunk show and have them to show people. But after that, it was get the March socks done.
Right.
So I really need to finish up the March socks so I can continue on in those. But I love the colors together.
We have been distracted by.
Yes.
I'm forcing myself to knit on my socks and not on the next project.
All right.
Constantly, I do work them all in.
So we were talking about, FOMO, the fear of missing out and that kind of thing. And seeing something that everybody else is doing and then thinking, well, everybody else is doing it. Do I really want to do it? But I really do want to do it because everybody else is doing it for a reason,
Right.
And it's not...
I don't want to be copying everybody else,
right. But it's a really good thing. And we were watching the Legacy Arts podcast, and both Sue and Chelsea made the no-frill sweater from Petite Knits. And watching them make it, all I wanted to do was make that sweater.
Right.
So then we went on to look at the pattern on Ravelry, and there are 11,000 people who have it as...
If not more, yeah.
Who are making it. There's a reason everybody's making the sweater. So we decided, okay, fine. We're going to make a no-frill sweater.
Plus, we wanted to work with our mohair anyway in a larger than, a scarf or something like that.
So I was not having fun doing the Sophie hood. So I undid mine, and I'm using the yarn that I was using for the Sophie hood for mine. And you are doing...
I went through... I knew I was going to use catkins as the yarn. And that's from our current Ostera collection, but it's a little pink.
That's really
it's just a little too pink for me. That's just, walking down the street going, hello. Yeah. So I knew I wanted to not use the catkins mohair. I wanted to use something else. I thought I kept my swatch. And I thought, I will use gray, because pink and gray go really well together. And we had the
bunny?
No, it was
it's
platinum.
Right.
I used the platinum. So that was what that came out looking like. And it's pretty, but it's not what I wanted at all for my sweater. It's a little dingy for me. I mean, it's really pretty together, but it just
grunge it down a little bit.
It did grunge it. So then I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to do a glass of bubbly, which is a champagne color. And now, oh my God, I love it so much. It's the perfect pink for me.
So here is the original.
So you can see how much the bubbly just tones it down.
Right.
But you keep the speckliness of it.
So if you are thinking of using mohair, because here is the pink and here it is with the gray.
The mohair does
change. Does affect the color.
So So I have done all my raglans, and I have split for the sleeves, and I'm a couple inches down, working my way down the body. So I'm on my straight stockinette. So I'm in perfect TV knitting. And oh my God, it is so soft.
It is really, really soft.
It's like holding the cat.
I do love how the speckly comes through.
Yeah, it's just, I love it so much.
Yeah, that is cool.
And it's just, you know, perfect, plain old ordinary sweater.
Yes.
Just a raglan sweater, no frills, just like she says.
I love how every now and then you just get like this perfect speckle.
Yeah, because the speckling on catkins is so fine. But when it comes, that's a strong pink color. So when the speckle comes, there's no missing it.
It's really, really cool.
Yeah, I'm going to finish it in time to be like, do not put that on my body. But come winter.
Yes.
Oh, it's going to be so soft.
Okay.
And I'm enjoying knitting it. It's the perfect brain space.
Actually, I was just thinking that all I want to do is knit this.
Yeah, it is. It's all I want to do.
I am doing mine in Dandelions, which is what I was doing the Sophie hood in, and I am using the Dandelions mohair as well. So these two together are producing this.
Oh, so spring. So spring.
So that's what it looks like. I have not finished my raglans yet. I misread the pattern, and I was, it says that you repeat something 30 times. So
She's
I
like,
did
I've done all my raglans.
30 rows, and then I counted the stitches, and I said to Helen, something's really wrong, because I'm supposed to have over 400 stitches and I have 293, and something is really, really wrong. And so then I went back and reread it, and the thing that I'm supposed to repeat is actually 2 rows of knitting. You have one with the pattern, and then one with the increases, and then one that's straight knitting.
So it's 60 rows, not 30.
It's 60 rows. So
she was so excited for being done with her raglans, and no, you got halfway to go.
Right, but I am continuing on. I adore this color. I just love this color so much. I'm just like, I totally love green.
It reminds me very much of, it's reminding me of your Lucy sweater.
Oh, okay. All right.
Brighter, obviously.
Yeah.
But
so this is where I am so far. I think I'm on row 42. So I only have about 18 more rows to go, and then I can break for the sleeves and everything. I did something on this sweater. I have a couple of sweaters that I have made, and I never know what the front and the back is. Even if I put in some of them don't have the short rows, but some of them do. And even with the short rows, I have a hard time figuring out what's the back and what's the front. So on the back of this one, up near the top, I did just 2 purl bumps. And it's not even the entire thing. It's just 2 short little purl bumps.
that's perfect.
So I am going to know what the back is all the time. When I hold it up, I'm going to be like, oh, that's the back, because there's my purl bumps. You can't see it. Like from here, you can't see that there are purl bumps there. And you won't be able to see unless you're right up on top of me.
Anyone to come up and say, you knit your sweater wrong. You've got 2 purl rows back there.
But for me, it's going to be something that's going to show me that, oh, that's where my back is.
I have to tell you, when knitting the cardigan, I'm like, at least now I know where the front is.
I know.
Because I do it all the time with my city limits.
Yeah.
Is this the front? Is this the front?
Right.
And then I make a decision and I put it on. I'm like, nope, that's not the front.
Or you put it on and you're wearing it for most of the day, and then you're like, this just feels so wrong on my neck. And you turn it around and you're like, oh, well, I've been wearing it backwards all the time. And
I thought about putting one of our tags in, but that's just too scratchy.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, I don't like tags in the
Yeah.
back of my clothing at all. I celebrated it when people started going over to printing on the back of the fabric.
But you know what? The ribbons are nice.
Oh yeah.
So I wonder about sewing
Maybe
a ribbon in.
sewing a piece of ribbon in
Yeah.
the back. That might work. Okay. Anyway, I have pearl bumps to show me.
Yeah.
But dandelions from the Astera collection, and as Helen said, so soft, so fuzzy. I love this mohair fingering combo.
I mean, I really
It's
resisted
gorgeous.
mohair for the longest time. And
It's
I don't know why.
wonderful.
And I should clarify because people have asked before. Our mohair there's no mohair in it.
That's right.
It's
We call it mohair.
alpaca, Surrey alpaca and silk. It gives the same effect as mohair, but it's softer.
Fluffy.
So fluffy.
So fluffy. Yeah, no, it's really. And all I want to do is knit on my sweater. And I
Yeah,
have
it's
socks
true.
that I need to do,
Yeah.
but all I want to do is knit on my sweater. It's such a nice knit. You know, it's a fun way
But
to.
you know what it is? It's a gorgeous color. It's an easy knit.
And it's bigger
And it's
than
smooth,
socks.
right.
You know, socks, you knit 32 and then you have to pull everything through. And then
I
you
am-
knit 32 and
Sorry, go ahead.
and it's just you're constantly.
Yeah.
Whereas this, it all fits on very, very nicely. And oh, for anybody who's wondering, yes, I have tried 9-inch needles and they're too small. I can't do it.
I have found that if I knit too much with the smaller needles these days,
Your hand starts cramping.
my arthritis
Yeah.
will kick up. Which is, I hate the fact that I have to say that out loud.
So it just makes it perfect for you to go into your next project because it's using a slightly different.
Oh well, yeah, and once I get to thicker needles, then I'm fine. It's when I'm using the ones.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I guess it's just grip them like
Death grip.
On the Sophie hood, I am continuing with my Sophie hood. I'm not going to show it because there's very little change to it. I'm using the Ides of March DK and then the Ides of March mohair to go with it, or hairy toad. We'll call it hairy toad, not mohair. It is my project that I do when I'm like on a Zoom call or something like that, where I need to pay absolutely no attention to what I'm doing.
Right.
When we did our knit and chat, it was the perfect thing. So that's going to be a long-term project that I just kind of pick up when I'm doing things like that.
Okay.
So I love the idea of it and I love the look of it. It's boring.
Yeah, it is kind of boring.
Okay, my last thing, I have pulled out my Huda Burst blanket that I started last year. This is I'm pretty sure it's a free pattern, crochet, and I was looking, it sits and stares at me in the bag. I love it so much. And I want to get back to working on it so I can have it done.
It's beautiful.
It's much more my style than Mary Beth's. This whole granny, scrappy yarn madness fits me better than you,
I
I
love
think.
the colors.
Yeah.
I don't mind it so much when it's knitting. I just am not a huge fan
Right.
of the crochet, but the colors are so pretty.
So we have, as I mentioned, so many minis, leftover bits of yarn. So that's why I started this one because I fell in love with it.
What's fine?
I have I have crocheted this far over and then I stopped. I'm sure it's because I ran out, walked away from the project for months, and then started up someplace else. So I have to finish coming across here.
Gotcha.
Anyway, that's just... So I pulled it out the other day and I was going to get going because I have, as you can see, this next square clipped to it because it goes here. But I have to go back in and watch the video of the join. So I have my baggies of the yarn combos. So what I am doing now is, because I can do these squares without looking at the pattern, I'm getting the rest of the squares done I need for. I have 9 different color combos.
Okay.
And 1 through 6 are all done. So I have their squares done, ready to go. So what I'm doing now is working on 7, 8, and 9 and getting all the rest of the squares done.
Okay.
6, 7, 8, 9. I guess I have 1 through 5.
Okay.
Anyway. So I'm just working it back into the rotation. So like I'll have a day where I do socks, I have a day where I do my no frills, and a day where I do my Hugo burst.
Okay. So you're using yarn scraps for the flowers. What are you using for your main?
My main is the Hugo and the Ivy. This was our Hugo's Choice number 2, I think.
Came right after Ivy. We did it right around this time last year.
It's so funny. This is because it's called The Dog.
This
was our countdown to Halloween, and we brought it back for the Hugo and the Ivy. So I have one that's called the Hugo and the Ivy, and one that's called The Dog. Anyway.
It was our main skein for our Halloween 2023.
Just countdown to Halloween. It was the familiars.
Yeah.
So
it had to be 2020, no, maybe 2022. Because Hugo came in 2021, so it had to be, we did it for him.
Yeah. So I know what happened is I ran out of yarn, and I have to cake this up to finish coming across the bottom, because I don't have any of it caked up.
Okay.
This is the problem with walking away from things. It just takes you time to figure out where you were and what you were doing. But I really, really, really want the finish of this because I adore it.
I think my favorite part about that is the Hugo and the Ivy.
Oh, I love how the Hugo and the Ivy just...
It's so pretty. I mean, that is such a pretty crochet up.
Blankets, quilts, I love a scrappy look, but I want the break.
Yes, me too.
In between. So... And I just love the random. You got some paler, softer colors, and then you've got the really bright ones.
I adore the softer ones.
Yeah. So
cool.
That is where I am right now.
Very, very cool.
And I happen to know some cats will love it when it's done.
Yes.
Not that they will get it, but it will be on my bed or something.
Or on your lap, and hopefully they will come join you.
Maybe it'll be like the mohair blanket when you used to bring out the mohair blanket and we could get Dudley out of the woodwork.
All of a sudden, George would show up. Because you put on the mohair blanket and George would show up to sit in my lap. All right. Okay, so what have we been watching?
Well, we watched The Residence. That's the big thing on Netflix.
Okay, if you haven't watched this.
This is just, to me, it's almost perfect TV.
Yes. It was an absolute delight.
It really was.
It's about a murder in the White House.
Right, go ahead.
It's about a murder in the White House, and the police chief pulls in the greatest detective in the world, played by Uzu Aduba. And oh my word,
she's fantastic.
She is. But absolutely brilliant. And she would pull in these facts that tied in with her bird watching that seemed to make absolutely no sense.
Almost Wes Anderson type feel. Like,
yeah.
Just some very weird things going on, and then
oh my god, it all tied in together, like, and it
all the way, you know, an aside where she's off bird watching, and but it was fantastic.
Oh,
and
so
her
good.
comments. I mean, when she first walks in, and goes, "So many dudes."
You start with that and you're like, oh, I'm going to like her.
Right.
I'm going to really like her. So, yeah, no, that was...
I mean, we flew through that.
We may have to go back and watch that again.
Because it was really good.
I could watch that again.
Really, really good.
We also started watching Ludwig on BritBox, I think it is. It's
Yeah,
either Acorn
BritBox.
TV or BritBox. And that is about a brilliant puzzle maker. He creates puzzles. His identical twin brother is a police captain. He is almost housebound, agoraphobic almost. He does not like people. He does not like interacting with people. He doesn't do it very well. But when his brother disappears mysteriously, he kind of takes over his brother's position as a police inspector. And he gets caught up in cases and solves them using puzzles. It's really very interesting. The characters are fantastic. The people doing them, the actors, are really, really, really good.
It's quirky. His sister-in-law is fantastic.
Yes.
Her son is really very good too. It's really good.
Yeah. So,
and there's a whole little puzzling mystery to go with it.
Right.
But with a strong humorous side.
So really enjoying that. And then the other thing, we've been keeping up with the Americas that is announced by, or is narrated by Tom Hanks. That is perfect for everybody.
Right.
We all love it. So every Tuesday we watch the Americas.
I think I may have videos somewhere. I'll see if I can find it. Ivy enthralled by the whales on the Americas.
And now the family has one more mouth to feed. At 2 years old, this calf is at a...
Everybody really, really enjoys it. And it's done so well. The photography is amazing. If you haven't watched it, it's really, really phenomenally done. But there are times where it's walking the line as to whether the little black bear is going to survive. And
right.
We're sitting there going, Tom Hanks, you cannot do this. Better make sure that black bear gets us home safe. So yeah, it's really, really well done. Strongly recommend that.
Yes.
All right. I think that is, anything else? That's pretty much it.
Tournament of Champions
Right.
this year on the Food Network.
Love that.
We've watched every season, so we love watching that when that comes around. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it.
That's pretty much it. Yeah. Okay.
Those are the noteworthy ones.
Yes. There have been a couple of flaws, but alrighty.
Books.
Books. You get my list of books. When was the last time we talked books?
I don't know, I was just going to talk about two that are like my five-star reads.
And those are?
Because we did say that we read The Women, right?
Pretty sure. I finished it at the end of February. Okay, if this is a repeat, I apologize.
It's worth repeating.
If you haven't read The Women by Kristin Hanna, this is such a good book.
Oh my God.
I mean, such a good book. Last year it was The Briar Club by Pam Jenoff, I think. No, Kate Quinn.
Kate Quinn.
Okay. Last year, the book that hit me like this was The Briar Club. A couple of years ago, it was The 10,000 Doors of January. It's just every now and then you have that book that just knocks you out.
Where like the year, The House on the Cerulean Sea, it was like the first book I read in the year, and I'm like, well, books, you've got a long way to go.
Yeah.
And I kind of feel like that with The Women, that it's just will be my book of the year. There's got to be a really, really good one that's going to have to come along and knock that off, because it is a really, really, really good book. It's set in the Vietnam War. It's about the nurses that are there, and the way they are treated over there, the way they are treated when they get back, the way veterans overall are treated when they get back. It's just a whole thing that I knew about but didn't know that much about. It's before our time, so or during, because you and I were growing up,
but we were so young.
But what I was going to say was that at the tail end of everything, so they didn't make history books so that we weren't taught it. We were taught the war happened,
right?
But we were taught nothing really in our history classes or anything like that about it. So that I didn't know that much. I mean, I knew it happened and everything. But this just, the range of emotions is all over the map.
Yep.
I mean, devastation. There's a lot of rage.
Oh yeah. There was one point where I came so close to throwing my Kindle.
And it was both
reading it on the
we
Kindle,
were both on the same place.
and I came so close to throwing it.
I mean,
So close. And not because of the book, which I have done because of the book and the bad writing. No, this was so well written, and what happened to this person, and you just wanted to scream for her.
yeah.
Like scream and scream and scream and scream. Anyway.
And the female friendships are just
You wish,
the women.
you hope that you have those friendships.
Yeah.
You know, that you have that kind of support in your life where somebody will drop everything at the drop of a hat because
Get
you
on a
need
plane.
them
Yep.
and fly across the country to come help you.
And not so much because you asked, but just because they know you so well that they know that you need. They know you need them.
Yes.
Um.
Oh, so good.
Yes.
Anyway. All right. Then what was your other one?
I have two others.
Okay.
The Wedding People.
Here, I read that, so when did I read it?
There you go.
Alison Espach.
Alison Espach. That's just fun.
Yes, it is.
I just loved it.
It has a
It's,
slight darker tinge to the beginning of it, but
Right.
it's good. It's really good.
The characters are good. It's written with a very sarcastic tone to it, because the narrator or the main character has a very sarcastic way about her, and it deals with a very weighty subject in a very pleasing manner, which is terrible. Doesn't sound right considering the subject matter, but it's just I just thought it was really fun.
Yeah, it was very, very well done. Maybe not pleasing, but more palatable.
Well, I enjoyed it
Because it's not lighter.
No, because it's hard to explain
Because they don't try and make light of the whole thing.
right. It's just it's hard to explain. It's a really good book.
It's good.
Really good characters. Just a good book.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
and then How to Age Disgracefully by Clare Poole. Again, very, very fun characters. It seems like there are trends every year. There was the year where everybody was writing about World War II.
Right.
But we seem to be in a pensioner era right now. So this is pensioners. But there are also characters of all ages in it that play a main part in it. And it's really, the book is about community and how isolated you can make yourself.
Okay.
And then, but if you find your community and it brings you out, and it's just how that having a community, and it's not even like lifelong friends or anything like that, because they've all just met, but how they each touch each other's lives by opening up to the community.
Okay. All right.
So, and there's one character, she's just, the main character is fantastic.
Okay.
So I loved it.
I'm going to read that after I'm done the book that I'm on now.
Because it's very light. Fast. I did it on Audible. Big, and just a nice fast read.
Okay, cool. Very cool. I am finishing up the Stormlight series, the Stormlight saga. I was listening. I am doing book 5 now.
It's by Brandon Sanderson.
By Brandon Sanderson. And in the foreword, he was saying that this is the last part of the first half of the Stormlight archives. And considering they're 12 to 1400 pages each, the first 5 is just the first half.
Has he written the other 5?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Fairly certain the one that I'm reading right now just came out like last year.
Oh, okay.
So I am on the what is the name of it?
Go normal.
Wind and Truth. It was published in December of last year. So I am on Wind and Truth, the Stormlight Archive number 5. And I have done them straight through from the beginning. I completely understand why people who are into fantasy say that Brandon Sanderson is the master, because he is just unreal. Keeping track of all these different characters and what they're doing and everything, and you care about every single one of them, even the ones that are supposedly the enemies. He still makes them human and relatable, and it's good. It's really good.
Depth of character.
Absolutely. His writing is so good. And he carries you through for 1,400 pages, and you really don't even care. I am listening to it on Audible because trying to tote around 1,400 pages. Don't need that. I can just imagine that hitting me in the face as I fall asleep at night.
This is where you use a Kindle.
Right. I am really, really enjoying it. Loving them. So, I know that he also has The Mistborn, and I will do those at some point too.
I know we have Mistborn. I think we have it both on Audible and hard copy.
Okay. Yeah, I probably will go through and do that series as well. I really enjoy his characters, and I'm pretty sure they carry over. Some of them carry over, but Ivy is telling us it's time for lunch and she needs to come inside. So yes, Brandon Sanderson, The Stormlight Archives, very good.
Okay.
All right. I think that is just about it, because Ivy's telling us it's time for lunch.
Right.
We hope you guys have a great rest of the week.
Go forth and create.
And we will see you in approximately 2 weeks' time, when we will be doing an update on our cross stitch.
Right.
All right.
Will be the tale of the cursed cross stitch.
Oh. Yes, it will. Let me tell you. This one is going to be one for the ages. So I bet you can't wait to find out which one it is. All right, guys. Have a great day.
Bye.
Bye.